Hello everyone. This reflection analyzes my experience in the city confectionery roleplay, focusing on the ethical dilemmas, cultural challenges, and my personal growth as an ethical decision maker. As Investigator B, the CSR and ethical standards specialist, I started with a very rule based mindset, but through the simulation, I developed a more empathetic and balanced approach. It was a truly powerful opportunity to apply ethical theories to a real world scenario. The case so we have role play context recap. Um, the case centered on a potential child labor issue at our Thailand supplier, City Confectionery. Our team representing Bilby Health Snack were tasked with investigating the situation and making a recommendation. We quickly discovered a major conflict. On one hand, Australia's zero tolerance culture toward child labor. On the other, Thailand's economic reality, where child work can sometimes be a means of survival. The negotiations with city executives were intense and really challenged my moral assumption. The core dilemma was a right versus right situation. For right one, uphold Bilby's ethical standards by ending the partnership immediately, protecting children's rights from a duty-based perspective. Right two, continue the partnership to prevent greater harm. A consequentialist view focus on outcomes and long-term change. Balancing that was the hardest part of the experience. Initially, my Australian background led me to see child labor as completely unacceptable, with no room for context. However, the simulation forced me to confront my bias. In Thailand, child labor often connect to poverty and family survival. Cultural values like crying child and serving face make confrontation and reporting difficult. I realized that acting on moral outrage alone could harm the very children I wanted to protect. That was when I started seeking a morally sound but culturally sensitive solution. Several ethical frameworks guided my journey. Duty-based ethics, my initial duty to protect children's rights regardless of outcome. Consequentialism, my final decision, consider the real-world impact of our actions. Responsible leadership and moral imagination. I learned to find a third way, one that balanced moral obligation with practicality. practicality. I agree that Bilby and City should continue their partnership under a new ethical framework, focused on transparency and shared accountability. First, we create a supply code conduct banning child labor, and we impose penalties for violation, but also offer incentive for compliance. We also co-fund education and family income program in supplier regions, and we hold biannual reviews and publish annual sustainability reports. Key personal learning. The experience revealed that my strong ethical compass could also be too rigid at times. I learned that strictly following duty can cause unintended harm, such as pushing children into more dangerous informal work. Through moral imagination, I found ways to move from what should be done to what could be done. This led me to adopt integrative responsible leadership model, focusing on holistic stakeholder analysis, which considering all affected groups, moderation and creativity, which bridging conflicting values, and finally long-term sustainability, addressing root causes, not just symptoms. And what I learned about myself? I discovered that I am a passionate advocate for ethics, but that passion must be tempered with empathy and openness. The most ethical solution isn't always the most obvious. It's often the one that brings people together rather than divides them. I moved from judgment to partnership, understanding that ethical leadership is about collaboration, not condemnation. And my final thoughts: in conclusion, the CT confectionery roleplay wasn't just a classroom exercise, it was a transformative experience. It showed me that effective ethical leadership requires flexibility, cross cultural understanding, and the courage to find creative third way solutions that serve the common good. My approach to ethical decision making has been fundamentally reshaped from rigid and rule based to empathetic, integrative, and globally aware. Thank you for listening.